Well, hello and thanks for joining. My name is Paula Gorry and I'm the Demonstrator Development Manager for Stampin' Up. Now today I'm here in North Yorkshire with Monica Gale. Monica Gale is one of our platinum demonstrators and we're actually filming this in her amazing studio. It's so lovely, Monica.
Love it.
I'm so excited to be here. And she lives here with her, well, not in the studio, there is a house.
No, he's banned from the studio.
But she has a lovely husband called Pete and a lovely little doggy called Ollie that she's actually locked away just so that he wouldn't cause any disruption today. But this video is intended for demonstrators who are new, and the focus, really the topic of our chat today is all about being a new demonstrator. Now, Monica has been a Stampin' Up demonstrator for 10 years. She celebrated this significant milestone.
I can't believe it.
Earlier this year. But she remembers what it was like to be new. And so what I've done is I've really invited Monica to talk to us a little bit about some of the experiences and some of the feelings that she really went through being a new demonstrator. But before we move over to Monica, I just want to take a few minutes to talk a little bit about me and my role at Stampin' Up. Then we're going to talk about some of the feelings that you might be experiencing being a new demonstrator. And then we'll get into some of the things that can help you get started as a new demonstrator. So I joined Stampin' Up in 2007, so it's coming up to actually 11 years. Wow. And that experience for me as well, you know, being a new person to the company, there were a lot of things that I had to get my head around. And I very much remember during my interview when I was given a piece of paper, some stamps and some ink, and having that very first stamping experience. And as excited as I was, I also felt a little bit kind of, wow, there's a lot to sort of go on, and I've got to learn. What do I do with this? Yeah, and what do I do with it? But it's an exciting time being new or starting a new venture, but it also comes with other emotions as well. Just like, you know, feeling a little bit daunted even. So today that's really the focus of really what our topic is all about. So I said that I joined Stampin' Up almost 11 years ago. I'm married to Paul. We have 2 sons, and one of which is getting married in August. Wow. I can't believe it. I know, when I joined Stampin' Up, he was like 15. So I don't know, time sort of flies. My heritage is Italian and my husband's is Irish. So outside my Stampin' Up job, I seem to feed a lot of people.
Cook.
Yeah, I seem to cook. But outside that, my other love is Stampin' Up, of course. Now, I am part of a team of global demonstrator development managers. So there's actually 14 representatives in my team, each of us that have a geographical area within Stampin' Up, and my area is the UK. Now, we're part of a sales division, and our aim of the team is really to help demonstrators experience successful outcomes in their business. Now, we know that demonstrators will shape their business in different ways, but we're really to help you achieve goals and, like I say, really have a rewarding experience with us at Stampin' Up. Now, there's a few things that I really want to point out to you, and I said this earlier, you know, at the beginning when we're starting something new, we have lots of emotions and things that we go through, and really, you know, so we feel excited and we feel nervous all at the same time. So I just want to point out a few things that can help you as you start your journey with Stampin' Up. The one thing is I want to really point out your team leader, because your team leader is really a great resource for you. You know, at the beginning, when we start something new, we always have lots of questions, don't we? There's lots of things, and sometimes we can feel like, oh, I'm not sure whether I should ask questions, but my advice is ask lots of questions, and your team leader is that resource to help you with those. You know, perhaps set some time to speak with them, whether it's, you know, once a week, just as you get yourself sort of familiar with things at Stampin' Up. We have, and we're really proud to have, a real sharing culture at Stampin' Up. We really believe that, you know, when we share with others, it brings us kind of rewards, and we experience some wonderful benefits as a result of that. Another great resource for you is the demonstrator support team. They're like your back office, if you will, and they're also there to help you. So you can contact them on the free phone number, or you can send them an email, and they're always there on hand to help you. Another great resource for you is the Demonstrator website. This is your business hub. It's filled with resources for you, and there's a couple of things that I really want to point out to you. One is Tuesday. Get familiar with Tuesday, because Tuesday is the day that Demonstrator releases their weekly updates. And the weekly updates carry lots of information for you about all the latest news at Stampin' Up. So if you need to, put a reminder in your calendar. I think Monica will agree with that. It's so really important to check that every Tuesday. Another area that I want to point out to you is the new demonstrator section, because in this section you will find some really specific tools to help you as a new demonstrator. So
targeted.
That's really targeted to new demonstrators. So you really want to get yourself familiar with that section too. So it's the new demonstrator section in the Stampin' Up University. Okay, now what I will say to you is when you head into this section, there's quite a lot of stuff in there. Don't think that you have to learn everything all at once. You know, look at your schedule, think of when you can have some time to look at a few things and just take it in small pieces. You don't need to learn it all at once. You can take your time. Another thing that I want to point out to you as a new demonstrator is a special program that we have available to new demonstrators. It's called the Quick Start Program. It's a program where you can earn flex points in the first 6 months of being a Stampin' Up demonstrator. We've got a great video in the Stampin' Up University. It's the Getting Started video, and there you can find more information about how you can participate in the Quick Start Program and earn some flex points for you then to redeem on some great stuff. Okay.
Love flex
now,
points.
Another great thing in the Stampin' Up journey, and something that I've witnessed over the last 11 years, is really how demonstrators have developed their skills. You know, we have many demonstrators that join for, you know, differing reasons, but it's really wonderful when you can see them sort of develop their skills and grow in confidence and achieve things that they may have thought not possible. So talking of developing skills, I now want to turn some time over to Monica and talk a little bit about some of her experiences. So I thought, Monica, we can maybe start with maybe you telling us a little bit about yourself and why did you join as
Of course, I'd be delighted. So like Paula mentioned, I have celebrated my 10th anniversary in January. So I cannot tell you what a joy those 10 years have been, and it definitely doesn't feel like 10 years, does it? And I think I know my main reason, and the reason why I signed up, is just because I loved the product and I wanted the product. In fact, it's really interesting because prior to Stampin' Up coming to the UK, I knew about the company for about 10 years, and I just couldn't understand that I couldn't buy these products. Like, there was no way that I could get these products. So, you know, I knew that when I heard that they were coming to the UK, I knew I was going to be one of the first ones to join. What's interesting is that I didn't because I panicked. They launched in the UK, and I freaked out. I thought, oh my goodness, I live in a rural little village in Yorkshire. I never sold a carrot to anybody prior to that. And, you know, I was like a foreign, you know, my English was not even my mother tongue. So I had kind of stumbling blocks there. So it took me nearly 3 months to join.
To make the decision
to make the decision. So, yeah, that's kind of what, but all I wanted was just to get my product.
So would you say, Monica, that now, you know, in your journey, would you say that your why has changed? I mean, you very much joined because you love the products. You're a very passionate lady. How has your feeling changed now?
Yeah. How they changed? Of course, they've changed. We are here 10 years on, and this is my full-time job, my full-time, you know, I run a full-time business, and really I have been doing now for 6 years. But what's interesting is that I started and I really hit the ground running those 10 years ago. However, I never considered myself a business until probably the 2nd year in. Yeah. I didn't think that I was gonna, you know, I didn't consider myself of running a business, and I was, you know, but it's just really interesting how kind of just it took time for me to kind of just make that
to develop that. I mean, I think, you know, we hear it all the time, you know, that sort of having sort of being involved in something that really makes you have fun and you feel that you're being rewarded and you enjoy is so such an important thing, and we say that a lot as Stampin' Up, don't we? That, you know, we want our demonstrators to have a fun and fulfilling journey with us, and I think that's sort of testimony to your sort of decade of being with Stampin' Up, you know, and enjoying and loving what you do. So I'm sure that our audience, sort of their minds kind of, they're thinking about lots of things, and it's kind of, well, it's great listening to you, Monica, but right in these initial stages, how can I generate interest in what I do? You know, how can I get myself out there? How can I really start? Because I think for most people, we get all excited and then we suddenly stop and think, okay, I don't know what to do next. So what could you tell us there? What advice could you give about generating interest in what you do?
I think it's really important to think that you start on a journey, and it's really important straight away to think, okay, I need some people. I need to find some people now to share this with. And the easiest way for you to do that is to talk to people that you already know.
Yeah.
And I just heard, you know, a little nugget of advice that kind of just stuck with me and will always stick with me. People that you know will know people that you don't know. And I think that's the wonderful thing, is that by kind of talking to those people that you already know and they nearest and dearest, you know, it will allow you to kind of just broaden your reach. And obviously get a blog. That's what I did. You know, almost 12 years ago, I set up a blog. 10 years ago, Stampin' Up. I was so excited. I loved having a blog, even though having a blog in those days, I mean, we didn't even have Facebook, imagine that. But I was excited and I was sharing, and people fed off that. And all of a sudden, I just found myself that people were interested in what I was sharing.
So tell me what your first event looked like, Monica.
So my first event, it was just hilarious because not only took me 3 months, it took me 3 months to make that decision. But then once I signed up, then by second month, I wanted to run a class. So I put this class on and I prepared for this class. But obviously I didn't do the important bit. And I had 2 people on my very first class. One was my best friend and the other person, I think, was just kind of just tagging along for the sympathy. But yeah, that was like just on my first event. But we all loved it. I had fun. They had fun. Nothing went right. Everything went belly up, you know. But it was just, once I've done it, it didn't put me off. I wanted to do more.
I mean, I think the great thing is that, you know, we all have to start somewhere, right? We all have to start somewhere. And I think in what Monica has shared is, by having those 2 people, she got the opportunity to really do what she really wanted to do. And that was just simply share the product with others. And it's great when you have, because our friends are great supporters of us, you know, our good friends, they want to be there to support you. And I think it just goes to prove that, you know, as you think about sharing, you don't necessarily, you know, have to be out there and have large groups from the get-go. It can simply start by having 2 or 3 friends.
In fact, it's
people
better
that you know.
having starting small.
Yeah,
it is a lot better, and it's just such a confident. If I'd have had 12 people at our first event, I probably would have never have done another one.
Exactly. So, you know, we'll all find our sort of way, but I guess really the message here is you really need to get sharing those products.
And then one important thing that I kind of need to point out is just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Just make sure that you keep it simple. I think we get hung up on those, I have to be the best paper crafter there to do this as a business or to sell this product. You do not. Trust me, if I can do it, everybody can. Like, start simple. There is so much out there that you can copy and share. You know, you really do not have to overcomplicate it. What makes those gatherings special, it's the social, like-minded individuals getting together. You know, crafting is such a well-being inducing activity.
It is, absolutely.
You know, so just, yes, keep it simple.
Yeah, and again, that's really a good message, because I think sometimes we can think, well, you know, if I haven't created this project myself, you know, if I haven't really created it from scratch, that we kind of feel like, oh, we're not doing really what we should be doing. But of course, you know, we, Stampin' Up, want to help you. We understand that, you know, you all have busy lives. So there's a ton of resources that can really help you with your creative makes. And we're going to talk about those a bit more in just a moment. But so Monica, you know, as a new demonstrator, I get my kit and then I open my box and I get my products out and then I think, I don't know what to do next. So what can you tell us there?
share that kit out, like share everything in that kit. If your kit contains stamps, make sure that you make pretty cards that you can kind of put in a cello bag with your details on the back and just distribute them. If you are making them, just think about sharing them on Facebook. You can set up a page. Everybody's on Facebook nowadays, and that again, it's a really easy way to kind of broaden your horizon and kind of just build an audience. And in fact, there are more there are other social platforms out there, social media platforms that you can explore. My advice would be to stick with one and do one really well. So Facebook, it's an easy one to do just because we're all on there anyway, and then as soon as you master that, then you can just move on another one. But and if you, for example, if you had some pretty designer paper in your kit, chop it up and just share it as a giveaway, for people commenting or getting engagement onto your Facebook page. Or like I said, if you know any crafters, just kind of share that, because believe you and me, our paper is amazing, but you will get bored. I challenge you to use a full pack, So just make sure that you share that kit, make that kit count.
Absolutely. And that is a really good message, in that, find something that really works for you and do that well. You don't have to do everything all at once. You can do it in stages. And of course, as we, there's a saying, practice makes perfect. And I think as we explore these various different avenues, we'll find the things that best work for us. But I think really essentially in Monica's message, it's get a conversation started. That's whether it's the face-to-face, which is obviously always personable. I mean, there's so many opportunities for us to talk about what we do. And especially like Monica was saying,
don't be scared to do that.
Yeah, I think it can be sort of a bit of a fear factor, but it doesn't have to be. You can drop it in conversations with people and it's just a great way to get the conversation started. And especially like Monica said, especially if you have cues with you. So if you have some little giveaways, maybe even in your bag, that have your details on, everybody likes pretty things. Wouldn't you agree?
Do. And everybody gives out cards. I mean, imagine somebody handing you over a card that they can use. I mean, what's that, like £4, £5? That's like a gift in itself, right? So it's just...
So there's great opportunities there. So let's talk a little bit about some of your resource favourites then, Monica. What are some of the things that you get inspiration from? You think of some things that Stampin' Up offers and...
Do you know, one of the things that I just love is that if you haven't created anything in your life, there is help out there. There is so much from getting started. There's a fabulous, if you think, I don't know who I'm gonna talk to or invite to my first event, there's a wonderful list there called 40 guests in 40 minutes. I would encourage...
I think it was 4 minutes.
4 minutes, sorry, yes, okay. That would be like a lot of minutes.
Yeah, that would be a lot of minutes.
But 4 minutes, and I would really encourage you as an exercise to kind of print that off and just put those names down. It's amazing just by jotting those things down, how many opportunity you have straight away. So I love to check. I love that we get Stampin' Succeed Weekly. That is a one that comes in every week. You have a plan there, you have cute samples, so you don't even have to spend time to kind of just create projects. Even if you don't have the same stamp set, you can just use any stamp set and just use the layout, all the colors. Also we have a fabulous bi-monthly
the magazine,
the Stampin' Success, and that is fabulous because that gives you everything that you need. It gives you that shot of business training, valuable kind of practices from demonstrators, and it gives you plenty of techniques and kind of creative help to do it. So there is tons. Yeah. I mean, compared to 10 years ago, we are really spoiled.
So there's lots of information, and like I said, do it at your own pace. Don't feel that you need need to know everything all at once. Another thing that I do want to draw your attention to is that Stampin' Up! Gives you a reason to reach out every single month. Every month we look at ways to give you added reasons alongside our catalogue pieces to just go and get talking to people. In fact, next month in May we have a special early release promotion, which is our Share What You Love promotion. What's really special about this early release promotion is that it's really a tribute to 30 years of Stampin' Up, and it's just a wonderful suite of coordinating products that's
gorgeous.
Really where we will offer specific bundles to you and your customers. So that's something I would really encourage you as a new demonstrator to go and get briefed about, because this can really help you increase your sales during May. We have a dedicated page on the Demonstrator website. It's the Share What You Love promotional page. So I do encourage you to go and check that out. Now, if you're watching this video at another time, just bear in mind that check the Demonstrator website for the current promotions. Okay? So I just want to thank Monica for inviting me to her studio. And really, as you think about your journey at Stampin' Up, there are so many people around you that you can go to for help, for creative inspiration. And we wish you every success in your Stampin' Up! Journey. One final resource that I really want to end on is, please I encourage you to visit one of our on-stage events, because on-stage events happen every 6 months and they happen in your local region, and it's an opportunity for you to meet demonstrators around the United Kingdom and really get to make new friends. And we will debut new products there. You'll have hands-on experience. It's such a wonderful opportunity for us to connect with you and for demonstrators to connect with the company. So really, that's kind of my closing message. We wish you every success, and thank you so much for tuning in. Good luck, everyone.
Have fun.
Bye.
Bye.